Good evening, good evening. Hello, everyone. I'm back. Just in time for Southern Hate Week. You know I couldn't miss that. Uh-oh. Not Jack Rouge. We got Jack Lana for Atlanta, and we got Jack Rouge. Good evening, Tiger Nation. It's I Hate SU Week. That's right. Hey, Miss Shanetta. Hey, Natasha. Hey, Miss Bonnie. And I have missed y'all. I was taking a break. It was a bye week. What we're going to do? Talk about the other folks' games? It was a bye week, a much needed one. Oh, hey, Dr. Kanisha. Dr. Kanisha tapping in early, okay? It's going to be a fun week. I feel like it's going to be a real fun week because I think it's going to be a really fun week because there's been so much smack talking. Good Lord. So much stuff going on. So I came back just in time because yesterday the Sonic Boom of the South dropped something off for the HBCU community to talk about. And then today, Southern gave us some bulletin board material. I don't know. If I was the coach, I would tell folks, just don't say nothing. Just don't say anything. Just be quiet. Let your play on the field do the talking. Because between Jackson State and Southern, oh, Ed. Everybody, y'all send y'all condolences to Ed. The Ravens are not doing too well as of late. All-world offense, all-world defense, and they're struggling a little bit coming out the gate. The Browns won this week. I don't know about the Ravens on primetime Monday Night Football. Okay, let me stop being petty. Well, I'm going to be petty for all the right reasons. So let's start off with some pettiness. I bookmarked everything. I bookmarked it all. So I wanted to be ready. Public service announcement. This is for Southern, or here it go.
Come in here with them dumb ass moves, bro. You better do what work for you. You better have your chin strap on. Big V. We ain't playing that. We putting belt to ass. Come in here with them dumb ass moves, bro.
Southern,
don't you better do what work for you. You better have your chin strap on. Big V. We ain't playing that. We putting belt to ass.
So it's interesting that they have not named the quarterback for the Southern versus Jackson State game on either side. So TC Taylor hasn't said anything, and Coach Terrence Graves has not said anything. But what I will say is this: we already know how Cam McCoy play. I want to say we already know how Jalen Woods play too, huh? Who you starting, Coach? Let me see. Who else is on the roster? Southern. You ain't finna get that run game up the middle. So what you gonna do? What are y'all gonna do? Let's look at these quarterbacks. Lord, I just pray for them because folks, it's best just not to say anything at all, because then it's gonna be like, okay, we already you guys are already you don't have to do that. So a young man who is a wide receiver, he put out a public service announcement at the press conference today, and this was our defensive coordinator's response. Our defensive coordinator responded with that. So what do you think that means, y'all? And he didn't say nothing. He just put that there in response to the young man words. If you let me go ahead, or anybody might not have seen what the young man said. Play it for you. This is Brendan Fairburn of Fairburn TV. Southern wide receiver Darren Morris on Jackson State's defense. It's not impressed. Not impressed.
Nothing really. Not impressed.
Kind of like the same defense as last year, a lot of different players.
Same defense.
Well, if it's the same,
back end, but
he says the same defense. If it's the same defense as last year, shouldn't you be worried?
yeah, not impressed.
Last question. How confident are you in this team going into this game this weekend?
Real confident. Probably the most confident I've been all year. From game one, I was confident in them. To this game now, like I said, we just got to go out there and execute and be 100% and take away the pre-snap penalties and the penalties after the play. Nothing really. Not impressed.
Kind of like the same defense as last year, a lot of different players.
Same defense. Some new players on the back end, but yeah, not impressed.
Last question.
You not impressed on somebody that drug you all up and down that field not once but twice? He said they are not impressed. Do not listen to Ed, okay? If you know that there's a high probability that you're gonna lose, or that you're gonna get drugged all up and down the field, don't do that. Do not do that. Okay? Don't listen to Ed. Ed over there talk your mess. Now, this was from last year, what was said. Oh, and I'm sorry, but this exit interview right here, this young man is going to have to probably 20 years from now, it's still going to be out on the internet.
I know it's hard to say, but I never beat Jackson State, but we tried, though. We're going to get him next time. We're going to see him again.
It's hard to say.
I know it's hard to say, but I never beat Jackson State, but we tried, though.
We're going to see him again. We're going to see him again. Oh, man, they don't never learn they lesson. And he's still on the team. Speaking of which, it was supposed to be a Rapture today. What happened to Rapture? I thought we was going up yonder. I didn't even know if I was getting ready to be here tonight to do my live. I said, well, should I prepare anything, or should I be preparing to go be with the Lord? I don't want to do too much. The Lord is supposed to be coming today. He's supposed to come get us. I fixed Braxton some red beans and rice yesterday, and his favorite cornbread cake, just in case he have his last good meal. Oh Lord. That's right, Miss Natasha. Stay prepared for him. I was ready. Lay me at the throne. Leave me there. I was ready. I was ready. Take me to the king. McCoy and Stroll are going to give dark side defense headaches. Just stay tuned. Oh, Lord. Yep. Brax is knocked out. He had it for seconds for tonight because, I thought we was getting ready to get up on out of here. So we had seconds. We had leftovers. And he is real good in sleep. Oh Lord. But you know what? I'm sure that Southern probably did. They gonna wish that Rapture had took place because, baby, when we talk about belt to ass, let's go ahead and look at the history of Jackson State versus Southern. I just get it. The history is kind of crazy. All right. So we all know the longest losing streak was from 2013 to 2021, 8 games in a row. I'm sure that those Southernites were probably some of the most annoying, unbearable folks you would find. Anyway, but come 2021 up into 2024, we have a 6-game winning streak, including 2 SWAC championships. And in the words of our defensive coordinator, based on what it's looking like, same team. Same team. 41-13, 33-15, 27-14, 43-24, 35-0. Good Lord, 21-17. Listen, that folks been getting their ass towed out the frame. I know they tired. I know they tired. Ooh, y'all are talking mess in this chat. Oh Lord. In terms of Southern University, like they said. Let me see if I can find Larry Bender and his good old saying. Oh, they have it. I know y'all done posted Larry Bender at least once on my timeline. At least. I don't see it on here. How do I not have that Larry Bender meme or meme? How do I not have that? It's missing in action. Quay, are you going? I want to see those signs. New season, same Southern. All right. So what I will say about Southern is they struggle with Valley, which to me, that is probably the biggest indicator of their team is the struggle with Valley, unless Valley done got real good, right? the struggle against Valley, and then the blowout by Alabama State, and then it wasn't necessarily a blowout to begin with North Carolina Central, but it got ugly towards the end. So those 3 games are key indicators of that Southern has a defense problem. 29 points, 31 points, and then 30 points put up against Southern's defense. That says to me that, week 0, you saw that Southern was kind of soft in the middle. And yes, I know he's going to have some petty signs. I know he isn't. I know he's going to have something petty for us. No struggle, no blowout, just turnovers by McCoy that led to points. Merlin, that is probably the biggest, the weirdest excuse I've heard. Okay? McCoy is not responsible for all those points being put up on you. The defense, last time I checked, the defense is responsible for making those stops. And I know you're not getting ready to blame McCoy on Alabama State's Andrew Body scoring on y'all. But that's when Mark Fredericks was offensive coordinator, if you recall. But McNair taking over now. So now y'all want to take Mr. Ford's advice. Now. Mr. Ford been telling y'all for how long has Mr. Ford been telling Southern folks that Mark Fredericks should not be the offensive coordinator? What flaws do I have for Jackson? So if we're talking about ways that Jackson State can win versus Southern, I think the biggest telltale sign is Alabama versus Alabama State. You guys scored 7 points. Versus North Carolina Central, you scored 14 points. Versus Valley, you scored 34 points. So if I would have to take a guess at why I'm focusing so much on Southern, I would think because it's Southern's game. This is your home turf. This your home turf. Why would we need to be concerned about? Okay, so here's the thing. Why would we need to be concerned about any of that? Look, we could look. Oh, look at this right here. Here you go, right here. Just the first line. The first line of young men on here. I'll just go ahead and bring it out. You got Cam McCoy. You got Vincent Page. You got Pelby Givens and Horatio Johnson. Key players for Southern, just right off the bat, if we going off their roster. Katie, it was a bye week. Merlin, you're worried about our quarterback, and you need to be worried about your quarterback, your linebackers, your defensive ends, your defensive linemen, out south in the middle. Can't get the running backs open. So your offensive line, your offensive coordinator. Like, come on. Merlin, you know you about to get drug up and down the field, but I'm so grateful that you came. Y'all give Merlin a hand clap because he been missing since Central whooped up that ass. Good Lord. I ain't seen Merlin since week 0. I ain't seen Merlin for years. Oh, Miss Mac. La, da, 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 da. Oh my goodness. Y'all are hot tonight. Hi, Mr. Ford.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm back, Mr. Ford.
I know it, girl. We miss you.
Mr. Ford. It
I
was
thought you were gonna come Tuesday, last week.
it
And
was a bye week, Mr. Ford.
I know you said you wasn't. I thought you was gonna do one show though. But anyway.
Ooh, Mr. Ford.
Mhm.
It's so much stuff that done happened.
For real?
Yes, in the last 48 hours, Mr. Ford. It's off
Okay,
the
but
chain.
you got to let me know.
You don't
I'm
be
with,
knowing the tea. You right
no,
there.
I've been with 12 and 13-year-old children that you can't tell nothing.
Oh Lord, are they hard-headed?
Huh?
Are they hard-headed? Head harder
Yes,
than that
they
concrete?
hard-headed. It's hard-headed.
My son is hard-headed, but he's hard-headed with me. He's not
Oh,
hard-headed with. He's very well-mannered, smart, listens to his teachers, but when it comes to his mama, oh my God, he gives me fits. I'm so excited to talk to you tonight because it's just so much drama that's been going on. So let me play this video for you, and then I want to get your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So, are you familiar with Darren Morris, the Southern wide receiver?
Yeah, isn't he the best wide receiver they got?
Yes, he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna play this for you.
Nothing really. Not impressed.
He said he's not
Nothing
impressed.
really. Not impressed.
Kind of like the same defense last year.
Same defense. Some new players on the back end. So yeah, not impressed.
He said he's not impressed with Jackson State's defense, Mr. Ford.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Ahead of this game this weekend, he is not impressed.
Oh, okay.
What do you think?
Well, that's what we got the game for. This is talking before the game. The game ain't played in front of a microphone. It ain't played on paper. It's played.
Mr. Ford, we love playing the game in front of the microphone.
The game is gonna be in the game Saturday night. When is the game? Saturday night at 7:00 or something.
Yes.
Okay, well that's what we'll be waiting. Everybody can talk. Everybody can do a lot of talking. So
what do you think about that offensive coordinator?
Say what now?
What do you think about their offensive coordinator, Mr. Ford?
I don't know. I don't know too much about Fred as offense coordinator. I gotta watch. I gotta see. I don't know too much about it.
Hey Wayne, how you doing?
What's going on? This is a good segue. I'm glad I came on when you brought this up, because I saw that and I was like, that it was a menace to society moment. Remember the moment when he's sitting at the table said, you done effed up. You done effed up. You done effed up. Sitting across the table. Because as soon as I saw that, I said, what are you doing, man?
That's bulletin board material. I'm excited.
What are you doing?
I think they got an ace in the hole with this Straughter.
The thing that's so crazy is so as of yesterday, I don't know if the line has moved any, but as of yesterday, Jackson State is favored by 17.5. That was just yesterday.
Ooh, yes. Mr. Ford, two touchdowns and a field goal.
Yeah, 17.5 was the line yesterday. So that bulletin board material, listen.
Mr. Ford, that's a slaughter.
Well, I was thinking three touchdowns. I was thinking you probably would beat them a minimum of 3 touchdowns.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So not Jackson State by 40, but Jackson State by 21. What you got, Wild Wayne?
So, I'm gonna go through this whole thing. I'm gonna go through this whole thing on my show tomorrow night, because I got Perry White coming on tomorrow night. But what I can say for today of what I've been looking at is I've spent a lot of time looking at the things that Southern does do well. Okay. I've looked at what they have done well. Now, what they have done well, they've run the ball well in segments. That's what they have done well. The problem for them is turn the ball over too much, way too much. Fumbling that ball has come from, McCoy fumbled it a couple times, Mike Franklin fumbled it a couple times, and Trey Holly fumbled it a couple times.
Trey was fumbling.
Yeah, remember the Alabama State game and also the Valley game.
Like Derrick Henry.
Yeah. They put the ball on the ground. And McCoy did it like Merlin said. McCoy did it the most. McCoy fumbled it 2 times in one game and lost it against Alabama State. So, that's the one thing that they've been doing well is running the ball, but they ain't been able to hold on to it. Now somebody said they were 11 yards rushing against Fresno State. Man, come on, man, that was Fresno State. They Mountain West, bro. That's group of 5 or group of 6. You forget about that one. I'm just saying the games that they played like for like opponents. Okay, yeah, said Lane for mentioning Derrick Henry. But listen, I was looking at some of the things that they do well. They do run the ball. They have run the ball well in segments. Their passing game, which I found for Darren Morris to stand there and say what he said, I'm like, dude, you've had 1 touchdown catch this year.
So for me, I'm going to push back a little bit on that.
Go ahead.
I'm going to push back on it a little bit. Jackson State's been looking for their stride, right?
Yeah.
With our QB1, our rushing game is immaculate. I love what we're doing with the rush game. I love the way that the offensive coordinator he calls plays with multiple running backs. So, he's got 4 or 5 backs. You got Amari Matthews in there doing what he does. Ahmad
Miller's the dude. That's the dude.
Yeah, Denario.
That's the dude.
We got some shifty running backs. I love it. But to that point, our passing game, we of course got to see a great passing game in Jared Lockhart in the Tuskegee game. I am ready to see Jacoby and Morgan or whatever quarterback that we put forward in this Southern game. I need to see Shamar Savage. I need to see the explosive offense that we saw last year, especially in the Celebration Bowl. I need to see that again ASAP.
So you guys have thrown for 1 touchdown pass this year. That's it. 1 touchdown pass. Now, I will say this about Jackson State, everybody. Okay. Sometimes maybe I had to ask myself this because there's been other people have asked themselves that. Maybe we've been expecting too much out of passing game from Jackson State. Because, and listen, let me clarify this. I really need to clarify this. Because sometimes, you just have to go back and you have to look at the whole body of work. Yes, we saw Jacoby and Morgan throw the ball very well in the Celebration Bowl. But as a body of work, though, last year, did he throw the ball like that? Like he did in the Celebration Bowl? Like, let's keep it real. So that's why I asked.
No. We got
that's why I asked,
6'5", 6'4". There's no excuse.
So that's why I ask, are we expecting too much from them as a passing team? Because
Mr. Ford, what do you think? Do you
ahead.
think we're expecting too much?
Well, they're still getting their timing down. I knew that the run game would be ahead of the passing game because of the offensive line coach. That guy's one of the better offensive line coaches in FCS. So I'm expecting, the passing game to come along because a lot of the passing game is based on timing. And the timing, it's going to get there. It's going to get there because the kids that Jackson State have, they're big-time players. It's going to get there.
Yeah, so the big thing for them is, and your coach says it, Coach TC says it, he says we run the ball to set up the pass.
Yeah.
So your run game is there. Your run game's there. It's been there. You know what I'm saying? but it's just that's why I just asked that question. It's like, are we expecting too much?
And I don't think so. I'm expecting, me personally, I'm expecting 2 passing touchdowns minimum, 2, and that's and on the rest of for the rest of the season, I'm expecting 2 minimum from the passing game. You have if you're gonna brag about having the most elite quarterback room and the most elite wide receiver room, I think bar none, you can already say the running back room. But if you're going to say that, your body of work needs to mimic what you're saying, which is we have Shamar Savage, we have Jonas Fertillion, we have
Nathan
Dupree,
yeah,
like Nathan Rembert. Kobe Paul put up, like, you know, he was doing very well in that game.
He was really good last game. Had 113 yards receiving. Yeah, he's pretty good last game.
Yes. So what I'm saying is I'm bragging and saying, hey, Jackson State, bar none, has the best wide receiver room in HBCU. There's not a better wide receiver room. And yet I want to be able to say, here's why. You can't say that you are, and then the body of work doesn't match what you're saying. And I believe we are. Eric Simmons, oh my God, on offense and defense, Eric Simmons has been tearing it up. The graduate student from Greenville, Mississippi, Jameel Gardner, Taquan Henderson. Like, when I look at the amount of talent on our team at wide receiver,
the receivers, there's no question there. There's no question in the receivers, though.
Our quarterback room.
Yeah, there's no question. There's no question at receivers. No question at all. I said that in my opening statements of you guys when I did my preview of the season. I said, bar none, this is the best receiving core in all of HBCU football. There's no question about it. The talent's there. The depth is there. The skill set of the guys. You've got a deep guy. You got a possession guy. You got a slot guy. You got a guy who can win one-on-ones in the red zone. You've got all that. But see, the thing that I said was just the consistency in the passing game from quarterback. And that's been the question. And it's still a question.
Yeah, well, we whooped ass on Saturday. I mean, I want to see the passing game open up, but regardless, the defense is going to be scoring a couple. After that little message came out, the defense is going to probably get a safety, possibly even a pick 6.
Well, I'll say this, okay? So when I looked at the things that Southern does do well, right? Now, Southern, you know, they got Kelby Givens. He leads FCS in sacks. However, a lot of those sacks came in like garbage moments. Okay. Ooh. No, I mean, and I'm not trying to slight the young man at all. Okay. I'm not trying to slight the young man at all. He had 2 sacks against Valley. He had 2 sacks against Alabama State, and he had 2 sacks this last game. Okay. But you guys have seen what the Alabama State game was. You saw what the Fresno State game was. Okay. He's very talented. He is who he is. You got to account for him. He's a problem if you don't block for him, if you don't account for him and you're blocking. Okay. I know that. The thing is, though, is that there hasn't been a second or a third guy on that defensive line that's been able to help, you know, to take the pressure off. Last year they had Jelani Davis. They had a couple other guys that were able to give him some help for him to make some plays. They haven't had that guy yet. Okay. Now, what they do
he needs
well,
some help.
Now, what they do well, they have a secondary who's very capable. Now, somebody else that said a lot during the preseason about Jackson State, Horatio Johnson, you remember, he was the one that said it ain't going to be the same. It ain't going to be like it was in the past, right? Remember, you have Horatio Johnson, Elijah West, you know, Brister, those guys in that secondary, they're capable. They're capable. I ain't going to sit up here and say that they're going to be shutting folks down or nothing. The only thing I'm saying is they're capable. And also Vincent Page,
they're on a cape.
And also Vincent Page, a very capable linebacker. They have some guys over there on that defensive side of the ball that can play and they're capable. Okay, that's all I want to say on that part. Ultimately, what it comes down to is like this, man, that you got to understand, you got to remember. All the games in this 6-game series that you guys have won 6 straight games, every game that's been played in the vet, one-sided, complete demolition, right? It's never been close except for, okay, well, maybe parts of the first half of the championship game. But then we knew Zy McDonald took it over, and then y'all ran off on him, okay? But the last 2 matchups that have been down there in Baton Rouge have been a different story. They've been more 4-quarter games. And so I just say that it's important to just take note of that this is a road game in an environment that will be electric. Okay? At least from the start it will be. I don't know if it'll be the entire time, but it's an environment that'll be electric, okay? And you're playing, I will say it like this, you're playing a team and a staff that's pretty desperate right now. And everybody in this chat can agree, and even the Southern fans can agree that Jackson State is playing a pretty desperate team, a team that really is desperate to make a statement and try and say that, hey, we're not the same team like everybody's been saying for 2 weeks. This is the same team, the same team, the same team. Listen, I don't know if it's the same team. And the reason why I say I don't know it's the same team is because a lot can go on when you go on these bye weeks. Same thing with Jackson State. That's the reason why I say about your past game. A lot can happen in 2 weeks. They can come out here. You guys can come out here in this game and be totally different than what we've seen to date in the past game. There's a lot that can happen.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.
You said that you've never seen Fred McNair's offense.
No, I don't know anything about him as a play caller.
But don't you think he's going to be better than Mark Fredericks? Shouldn't we see a different type of offense?
Yeah, he played. Yeah, first of all, he's coming in as a head coach. He's played quarterback. Yeah. Now going back to that, y'all was talking about the receivers at Jackson State. One of the things I say is they got to get Landy incorporated into that passing game at Jackson State early. Okay. When you look at Jacobian needs those warm-up throws. And we call the warm-up throws the 5-yard outs, the hash throws, what we would call the comebacks, the curls, the square outs. You got to get him started like that. He's not that. See, he's not really what we would call a 4-wide receiver, just throw the ball all over the place. He's not like that.
He's a rhythm passer. Yeah, rhythm passer.
I've said over and over, he needs to play with 2 tight ends, possibly 3. Okay. And you want to get him started with the short throws. And once he gets warmed up with the short throws, then you can hit him deep and over the top and in space and all of that. Now, as far as Southern's defensive line, you know how you used to say about FAMU, soft in the middle? Southern has nothing at those defensive tackles. Nothing. And that's hurting the Gibbons kid because he has no push from the inside. I thought they had alleviated that problem with the recruiting class, but I thought it got worse when I saw him against Central.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, and I've said this over and over again, and a lot of y'all get mad with me for saying this. Even if they get rid of Terrence as the head coach, Southern is still going to languish. And the reason they're going to languish and the people down there are going to continue to mourn is because they have an AD. He doesn't know a championship coach. A championship coach could come up and hit him in the head and he wouldn't even know who he is. Because I've told you over and over, Roman Banks is all basketball. And the basketball program would do good at Southern while he's AD. but the football program will languish because he's not an architect. See, your AD, like the AD at Jackson State, he's an architect, okay? And Roman Banks is not an architect. Look at the people he's brought in, okay? He goes out and he gets Dooley, and he gives Dooley all that money. Then they had to come up with almost $1 million to get Dooley off campus. You go and give it to the guy that was that's the defensive coordinator at Grambling now. Put him in a terrible position after Dawson Odoms left.
Jason Rollins.
Yeah, Jason Rollins. Now you got Terrence. Terrence didn't answer. But I'm going to tell you over and over again, as long as they leave it to Roman Banks to pick the next head coach, he will continue to pick losers, not heroes, zero. Because he's incompetent as an AD when it comes to football.
Ooh boy. Well, I'll say this thing, man. That's tough, man. That's a tough thing to follow right there, man. I gotta say, wow, man. I gotta take a pause right there, man. Man, I see ears was like, wow. Everybody laughing. You know, hey, listen, I can't disagree with what he said because a lot of Southern people have said about Roman Banks. A lot of folks said about that. But hey, this is what I'm gonna say here, man. And of course, you know, I'll dissect it and I'll give the full prediction tomorrow. But I'll say this: some of the things that Southern is gonna have to do, man. They're gonna have to find a way to make this a ugly, slow, drag it out game. I mean, time of possession, a lot of that. This can't be a track meet for them, I don't think. And I think one thing that, to Mr. Ford's point, when he talks about how they've been kind of soft up that middle with not having any defensive tackles, you saw in the Central game, they had to bring guys closer to the line, you know, from the secondary, bring them in, bring some extra guys in the box to help with run support. And, you know, if you start bringing guys up and then you start having them corners playing one-on-one against these receivers, you know, eventually it doesn't matter how much of a struggle a quarterback can have. Eventually, if he's got some one-on-one throws, eventually he's going to figure it out and start hitting some. I'll say that. Eventually, he's going to finally start hitting some if he's got some one-on-one throws. So, listen. Listen. Bottom line, man, it's gonna be a really, really good environment. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I know Jackson State fans, I know you want to blow this team out badly. I know you do. I know you want to embarrass them. You want to run them off that field badly. You want to make a statement that lasts a lifetime. And also, Southern fans, they just want to get a win. And if they don't get a win, they want to be able to play a competitive game because we haven't seen.
It's gonna be competitive, Mr. Ford. Competitive.
We ain't seen a complete game from neither team yet. Jackson State fans, when you get that complete game that y'all been waiting for, that's the best version of you. You guys haven't played that complete game yet. Maybe it comes this week. You know? Maybe it comes this week.
Mr. Ford.
Yes.
Is Southern a better team than A&T?
Everybody better than A&T, man. almost everybody except Valley.
Well, I can tell you this. Give Gibbs a year. He'll have them better than Southern if they keep Terrence. Gibbs will have them ready. Because like he said, the number one thing is they got to change that culture at A&T, and he's going to do it. You're going to see mass movement out that program. He's going to bring his own people in. Because like I tell people all the time, I don't understand how you can even listen to Dave. Because Dave is a bigger liar than Jay Walker. And he's delusional. Because he likes to tell us that one thing A&T is going to do, they're going to beat the colored schools. And look what Trey Oliver's done to them for the second year in a row. He's put 60 points on them. So what colored schools you gonna beat? And then it could be worse than that when Chennisberry comes to Greensburg.
You think about the fact that for 58 and a half minutes, Hampton had them boys and just took some guys out of the game on defense, thinking it was over. So really, because I told some of the A&T people that I know, I was like, listen, man, I said, y'all can sit up here and be jumping up and down talking about y'all got that win. I said, man, y'all getting ready to get beat to sleep, to bloody hell against North Carolina Central. The fact that, man, listen, 767 total yards. I said this last night when I was watching another show. I said this in the comments. If you split their total yards in half, they still would have won that game by 30. They still would have won by 30. That's how bad that was. Like that was
a bad ass whooping, Mr.
Calling
Ford.
the dogs off at 62-20, man. Like they could have put 90 on them boys if they wanted to. That's what I'm just saying, man. Like A&T folk, man, listen. I thought that they would go winless. I said maybe the one chance that they had to win would be against Campbell, because Campbell is probably the next to worst team in that league. Now it's looking like Hampton is, because, man, Hampton, they're looking scary for them boys. But
Brother
anyway,
Jerome says that Sam Washington put a curse on A&T, Mr. Ford, and they won't be back right until they do right by
it
him.
wasn't Sam. It was President Martin, Chancellor Martin, and Earl Hilton. They destroyed that program with a decision they made to leave the MEAC, I think, and go Big South. And from the Big South, they went up and played lackey and licking them people's behind in the CAA. That's what that's the curse on North Carolina A&T. It was not Sam Washington. It was Chancellor Martin and Earl Hilton. Those are the people responsible for destroying North Carolina A&T's football program.
What can they do to get it back?
Take their ass back to the MEAC.
Nah. I'm gonna be. Listen, what can they do to build it? Listen, what they need to do, they just need to just focus here on this year itself. Now, they've already gone through some coaches. Vincent Brown experience, that was terrible. 2 wins, 21 losses. It was terrible. Yeah, they won one game each of the last 2 years.
Damn.
They were 1-10, 1-11. 1-10, 1-11. Okay. So here's the thing for me with North Carolina A&T. Bottom line is everybody needs to stop talking about for their fans and for people. Just stop talking about the glory days. Them days ain't here. Them days are past. You need to start moving ahead and start looking ahead for the future. You need to start there. Start there. Because too much talk about what you used to have. Them days are done. Let it go. Because that's what happens when you start talking about past stuff. When you living in the past, there's no way you can be even having a vision of any future because you still stuck about what you used to have. It's like that girl that left you and gone. She gone happy with somebody else. You ain't never getting her back.
Gone. The days of winning are gone.
So move on. For Gibbs, what Gibbs got to do, Gibbs, first of all, to me, Gibbs, just stop talking. Stop talking.
Mr. Ford, didn't Coach Gibbs say something about we done been there and we done that and we about HBCU football and winning and we've been there and we done that. We moved on from that.
Lord. Yeah, that's talk. He's talking about the days of the big guy that was the head coach. He was on the staff. He was the running back coach. What was the big guy? He had worked at Grambling. He had worked at Central.
Oh, man.
What's that coach's name? He went to North Carolina. I can't even think of his name.
Says, hey, Mr. Ford.
Huh?
Whitley.
I'm laughing. Miss Max said Wayne got me singing it so hard to say goodbye yesterday.
Whitley says, hey, Mr. Ford.
Hey, Miss Whitley. Hey, Brandy. What about Dr.
Oh, you talking about Broadway? Rob
Broadway. Yeah,
Broadway.
yeah.
There
You're
it
talking
is.
about the days, Broadway's days.
Yep. Talking about them old days, man. Them old days. You gotta let that stuff
back
go.
in the day, what we used to do.
Hey, Miss
Yeah.
Whitley.
A lot of these programs.
Broadway. That's right, brother. Tank Face. That's right. Broadway. That's what he's talking about. The
A lot of
days
these
of Broadway.
programs. Always talking about what we used to have, what we used to be. It ain't the same era. Things are different. It's like, they done stepped out there, they done got in this league. Now you need to start recruiting and starting to get personnel that fits to play in that league that you're playing in. They're playing some
You
teams
got to
that are
remember
way
now,
above them.
in the CAA, the average CAA team spends $24 million on sports. North Carolina A&T only spends 16. There's something like $8 million in the hole.
Yeah, they're in over their heads on
they're in a ditch.
basketball.
But always remember, like you say, to get to the root of the problem. The root of the problem is they have to correct the mistake of Chancellor Martin and Earl Hilton. And one of the first things you got to do is you got to give Earl Hilton, since he helped destroy that program, you got to give him a pink slip. You got to let him go. Yeah, got to let him go. He's got to be sacrificed for what he did.
Well, they thought that they had maximized all that they could do in the MEAC. That's what they thought. And they thought that their program was going to be much bigger and much more successful. And then they got out there and they started seeing the guys that they were playing up against every week. I mean, that game Saturday, let's forget CAA for a minute. That team they played Saturday, that's a MEAC team, man. Every position on that field, North Carolina Central was better than. Every single position. We can start there, Mr. Ford. Every single position against a MEAC team, they were better than you. And you gonna carry your hind parts up to play Maine, the Maine Black Bears. And then you're gonna be playing Monmouth, who's nationally ranked.
Don't they play Villanova?
They play Villanova in a couple of weeks. This week is Maine, but yeah, they play Villanova.
So do you see another win on their schedule?
I said maybe only Campbell, because they play Campbell at home. Campbell is right down there in the basement with them in Hampton. That's the only game I see them possibly winning.
You said right down in the basement.
Yeah, in the basement of the CAA. That's the Campbell's the only team that I possibly see them beating. They're not gonna beat Maine this week. Definitely not gonna beat Villanova. Definitely not gonna beat William and Mary. Right? They're not gonna beat those teams. Because they don't have the personnel to compete with those teams.
Okay, Mr. Ford. So let's just say Coach Gibbs wins one game this year. Then what?
Oh, he's going to get 3 years. He's going to get 3 years. Turn that program.
They're going to give him 3 years.
Yeah,
he's got to get time. I mean, you can't just get rid of him, especially when you just fired the last dude.
They know him.
Yeah, especially when you just fired the last guy after 2 years.
I'll tell you if you come up here. I'll tell you if I'm coming to Baton Rouge. So did you hear what happened with Band of the Year competition?
Oh, I'm so glad Jackson State told him to stay behind. Oh, I'm so happy about that. Because what's his name? That guy, that John Grant, he's full of you know what. He stole that. He stole the year that FAMU won that Celebration Bowl. The night before, he stole that that band championship, and gave it to his alma mater. Because they definitely didn't earn it. I was so glad that Jackson told them to kiss it. They can have their contest. Yeah, because John Grant stole that. They were definitely not the best band. I watched it on television. It was awful.
Man. Listen,
Lord have mercy.
I ain't got a dog in the fight, but I will say this. I'll say this, and then I think this is a good segue for me to depart tonight.
All right.
I'll say this. This is a good spot. This is a good spot for me to depart tonight. But I'll say this. y'all stop arguing with these folk on Twitter. Y'all stop arguing with them North Carolina A&T folk about this band thing. Stop arguing with them. Listen, y'all band legacy and its performance has always been cemented, and its reputation out here in the universe is already cemented. You ain't got to have no discussion with nobody. You do what you want to do. If you don't want to be part of no band of the year, you don't be part of the band of the year, because y'all gonna be fine regardless. And also, here's the other thing, I'll throw it in there. Look, you win the games that you're supposed to win football wise. Guess what? Your football team your band will still be there anyway. In December anyway. In the same dome, performing on that same field anyway. So, yeah.
Facts.
On that note,
hey, everybody.
On that note,
hey,
I will see you tomorrow night, 8
Tomorrow
p.m. Eastern,
night.
7 p.m. Central. See you, Tamana. See you,
right.
Mr. Ford.
Okay,
See you, everybody.
I wanted to
Mr.
read
Ford,
that.
how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Nothing. I've been ripping and running all day. I'm tired.
Oh yeah, we had our curriculum night tonight. They kind of threw it on us. I thought it was gonna be Thursday. So
I was hoping that.
Look, I got here just in time.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. I was hoping that Jerome would come up, but I'm gonna read this because as Mr. Ford says that he's glad that Sonic Boom of the South told him to do what, Mr. Ford?
Just stay behind.
All right.
Or in the words of Whitley, suck it.
Wait a minute. That is not what Whitley says. Whitley doesn't say that. Sonic Boom supporters and friends, I trust this message finds you well. I am writing to respectfully share that the Jackson State University Sonic Boom of the South Marching Band is not an active participant in the ESPN Band of the Year competition. As director, I have again, let's read that again. As director, I have again means that it's been done before. Requested not to be included in any preliminary adjudication, rankings, or promotions of this event. This decision was made with thoughtful consideration and is rooted in internal priorities. While we hold the Band of the Year organizers and all affiliated institutions in the highest regard and continue to maintain positive relationships across the broader band community, our decision is a matter of institutional preference. We fully respect the decision of other programs to participate, as well as the enthusiasm of fans who follow the competition. At Jackson State, our students work tirelessly and are evaluated by a different set of standards. Those that focus on personal growth, musical excellence, and cultural impact. We take immense pride in the integrity, resilience, and life achievements of our members, both on and off the field. We wish the ESPN Band of the Year initiative continued success and are confident in its ability to flourish and uplift the art form we all cherish. Love the boom, Dr. Little.
Well, that was interesting.
That was a read, a professional read, if I've ever seen one. Jerome?
Hey, Dion Love, how y'all doing?
What's up, Jerome?
What's going on? Hey, so,
man.
Mr. Ford, how are you, sir?
Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good, sir. So,
Right.
I just want to, shed some light on the first year of the event. Prior to the event, a lot of people don't know that the committee, including John Grant, they met with the staff of Jackson State and Southern because they wanted both of them to participate in the, submission of the videos, et cetera. And the staffs basically had questions, rightfully so, on how they were going to be, what metrics they were going to be judged upon. You got to remember, Jackson State and Southern do not have an auxiliary section with respect to like a flag squad, baton twirlers, et cetera. So the committee, namely the judges, they could not provide clarity on that. Taylor from Southern pulled out. Jackson State decided to go ahead and kind of do basically, in hindsight, a prelude to the Super Bowl. So they decided to, participate, give everybody a little sample of what they'd be doing, I guess, in Las Vegas. But upon arrival to Atlanta, the committee still could not provide Jackson State staff with clarity, not just with the auxiliary, but also a couple of other metrics. And there were a lot of things that they changed at the last minute once the boom arrived. So that is why you won't see a clip of JSU's band staff doing that press conference prior to the event, like A&T staff did it, Virginia State, Edward Waters, Florida Memorial, etc. But the boom staff didn't participate in that. So going into the event, it was already very janky and very sketchy. And I'm pretty confident that regardless if the boom had won that year, the way that they were, I guess, treated in the sense of a lack of structure and information, I'm pretty confident they would not have returned for a year. A lot of people also don't know that Taylor from Southern, they pulled out last year as well. They're pulling out this year as well. Norfolk State has already told the committee that they're not interested in being adjudicated and submitting videos this year because they don't agree with the actual the way that the bands are being judged. So I want to add that bit of clarity and information for everybody because there's a lot of hearsay and just people making up things. The boom was not going to return regardless if they won, regardless if they were ranked number one. Looking at the band's resume, honestly, they're and Southern and FAMU, they're too big for that platform to have that level of bias. I mean, there's 4 PWI band directors. What can you honestly tell us about adjudicating HBCUs? And to be honest, the entire event itself is a farce because HBCU bands are way too varied. When you look at PWI bands, they typically have the same type of structure, sound, showmanship, etc. We're looking at HBCU bands when it comes to knee lift, when it comes to the style of play. Some bands are symphonic, some approach with a big jazz band sound. Some do 8 to 5.
Okay, well, not all of us are band heads. What do you mean symphonic? You mean that they play more their tubas? Like what do you gotta explain what you mean by that?
So a symphonic sound is more so, like during concert band season, it's a more orchestral approach. Everything is more so mezzo forte, that type of approach in the marching band setting. And then when you look at a Jackson State or a Southern, they have a big jazz band sound. So how do you look at the arrangements, the style of the arrangements? You're looking at knee lift. Some bands are doing 45 degrees, some are doing 90 degrees. You're looking at percussion sections. You're looking at the dance lines. Like, how do you actually judge 4 band programs that have totally different styles? That makes absolutely no sense.
And to add to that, Jerome, 2 contrasting styles is Grambling and Southern.
Correct.
Southern likes to play loud as they can play, and Grambling does not. And then the way that Grambling marches is totally different than the way Southern marches.
Correct.
And they're both in Louisiana.
Yeah, but like he said, it's a difference. When I learned that as a student down there about how the Grambling way and the Southern way are totally different.
Totally different. I mean, 2 awesome storied band programs, very entertaining, but 2 totally different styles.
Right, definitely.
So I think, I applaud the band director at Jackson State. That's a statement that needed to be said. You can't continue to use the Sonic Boom's brand for engagement, knowing they're not going to participate. And I'm pretty confident Jackson State's band is not going to be the last band to make a public statement. there's going to be probably 2 or 3 other programs to do the same.
Okay, so I have this question. Because when we look at all of the like battle of the bands that we see being had across the country, those are always huge turnouts. But whenever they have this band of the year competition, there's nobody there. There's no attendance.
John Grant is messy. He's messy. Yeah. That's why you don't get there. My thing is, you got the MEAC champion, you got the SWAC champion, and you can't get 50,000 people in there every time. That's what you need to be working on.
But see, you can't leave that stuff up to an Aggie. I'm just being honest. NT people don't have a track record of knowing how to put on big, successful events. Now, he's been the steering force behind the Celebration Bowl, but to your point, Mr. Ford, they still need to do a way better job of marketing that event. Especially
he doesn't even market it to the city. Yeah. He does a piss poor job of marketing it to the city. We got 7 million people in the Metro Atlanta area, and you can't get 70,000 people in that dome. That's him. He's doing a piss poor job of marketing the Celebration Bowl to the people of Metro Atlanta.
So I will say this, that they are going to be having some high school bands this coming year. That was in a press release that they are going to actually have some high school bands from the surrounding areas, and they're going to be competing as well.
They did have high school bands last year. I think it was Jonesboro, and there was another band. I forget.
So yes, it says the Metro Atlanta high schools will compete alongside HBCU bands, with the top 2 invited to perform in December. So they're going to invite 2 bands to perform. I wanted to talk a little bit about and get your thoughts on the judges, so that you could explain it to me, because one thing that I would say, or a question that I would ask, just to flip it on them, is if you're having a PWI band competition, are you going to go get your judges from HBCU bands just because they graduated from a PWI?
Absolutely not.
So that's the question that I would ask. If you're going to have a PWI marching band competition and you need to go get judges, are you going to go get some judges from HBCU spaces that went to a PWI to be your judge? And because they went to an HBCU, that somehow gives them credence. So I just wanted you to go over the judges for me, and then maybe a rationale for choosing these particular judges. So there's co-chairs, Professor Taylor and Dr. White. Taylor was a director of bands emeritus at Jackson State University. White was a director of bands emeritus at Florida A&M. Those are the co-chairs. Okay, so then the actual committee is Dr. Hope, which is the director of the Ohio State University Marching Band. Professor Crooms, director of the University of Texas Longhorn Band. Dr. LaToya Webb, director of bands at Ball State University. Dr. Drain, director of Penn State's Marching Blue Band. Okay, so the people were saying, like, some of those judges graduated from HBCUs. What do you think the rationale was for getting those people to judge HBCU bands?
Mr. Ford, let me take. I'll let you take that one.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat it for me? What were you saying?
Why do you think they chose those band directors that are currently at PWIs like Ohio State and Ball State, why do you think that they were chosen to be the judges instead of HBCU band directors? They got Ohio State, Texas, I think that's UT. The UT of Austin? Ball State University, Penn State, University of Texas Longhorn, and Ohio State marching band directors, Mr. Ford. Why do you think they chose them?
You know what? I'm not equipped to answer that. I don't know. I don't know.
So this is how I feel. Over the last decade or so, we've seen quite a few of the East Coast bands in the BAC and the CIAA. They've adopted a lot of core style, techniques, core style philosophies. Now, Norfolk State has always done that. North Carolina Central, they have been doing that since maybe like 2000, but it wasn't like a big thing. But over the last decade, we've seen this kind of DCI core style push, and the philosophies.
Can you explain what DCI is for people who are not band heads?
Yeah, it's like Drum Corps International, so it's kind of like
military.
Nah, so DCI is like kind of professional core style competition. So in the summer, you have these DCI competitions all over the country, and it's comprised of like the best of the best of like students from some high schools, but mainly big PWIs, and they form these kind of like professional marching bands. And they have these competitions that are very elaborate, a lot of auxiliary, color guard influence, and they're judged, and they're huge turnouts. So quite a few of the East Coast bands have taken on those concepts and philosophies, and it's beginning to grow. I very seriously doubt it will infiltrate the SWAC because I feel like the further south you go, we're a bit more rooted in our culture, that authentic Black American culture. Like we're blackity black, so we're not going to go that route. That's not a knock on East Coast Black folks, but the bands.
So it's like a pageant for bands, right? It's like
absolutely.
A pageant.
Yeah.
Okay.
So beautiful gown. So the thing is, I honestly think that kind of turn in the culture on the East Coast has influenced the decision of John Grant or whomever to bring in those PWI directors. And that should already let you know what they're looking for. They're going to be biased, and they're going to lean towards those bands that resemble those bands. So you're not getting a fair shot if you're from the SWAC.
Got it. So that means that when they hear or see that style, then they would be more favorited towards that type of style because that's what they know.
Absolutely. And to be honest with you, I feel like when it comes to John Grant, he's got A&T in this thing, and he set them up because with them no longer, of course, being an HBCU conference, I feel as though he wants A&T to still have some type of spot at the table. And he wants A&T to, because they can no longer be in the Celebration Bowl or, compete amongst HBCUs, he wants there to be some type of A&T entity or presence that can have some type of bragging rights. And that's why I say you can't have, when it comes to these classics and big dollar bands, stuff like that, you got to take your school allegiance and bias out of it, because if you don't, you're going to be doing a huge disservice. And essentially, you're going to jeopardize your own reputation in the end. So you got to do right by the culture. So again, I wouldn't be surprised if other SWAC bands pull out. Because here's the thing, SWAC band directors is like a fraternity. There's a lot of trash talk, throughout the season. But best believe those guys are brothers and the sister at Grambling. It's a fraternity, and they all talk. They all agree on a lot of things. So yeah, don't be surprised.
Mm. So, my next question is the implications of ESPN and the Celebration Bowl garnering extra rights for the band of the year, and like already the SWAC bands are opted in to the competition because of the Celebration Bowl. Like kind of as in like you're opting into band of the year regardless if you want to participate or not, because your SWAC and the MEAC are automatically in the Celebration Bowl competition or whatnot. So is there, or have you heard anything about it being mandatory? Because it wouldn't have made sense to say that, because as you stated, A&T is competing in there with Flow Sports. So that wouldn't make sense to say. Now, as far as them utilizing the tape that they have from 2023 or utilizing that for in all of their advertising and whatnot, that's fine. But Brandy, I think somebody claimed that they were like in contracts and stuff, and that you know, there's been a lot of like just talk, and so there was people saying like you're automatically included into this because you're a part of the SWAC.
I mean, I haven't heard anything definitive about that, and to be honest, I don't agree. I don't even think it's legitimate, because all these bands, they're not submitting their tapes from the D2 school to the big programs. They're not sending in weekly submissions for review. So I don't believe that the SWAC bands are obligated to participate.
So another thing, what could be, is there a way to salvage the band of the year? And if you were to salvage it, how could you change it? Or what would be changed about it? So for me, my first suggestion is, of course, you have to have a band battle in the stands. That is like a rites of passage for HBCU bands to be able to compete in the stands. Regardless of if your band knows how to do it or not, like that's part of HBCU band culture, is the ability to battle in the stands. So what do you think, to salvage the band of the year, what are some changes that would have to be made?
Well, number one, I would get rid of Tiffany and Jay from commentating, because they know absolutely nothing about band. Their commentary is very mustard. And I would bring, if you're going to have commentators, which I think is a good idea, bring in some HBCU bandsmen. They could be alums, they could be directors that have personality, and they can provide actual color commentary that's credible. Number two, to Mr. Before's point, in addition to better marketing, maybe reach out to some of these individuals that have put on really successful Battle of the Bands, whether it be in Jackson or New Orleans or Montgomery, etc., and Birmingham. Bring them in and let them kind of take charge when it comes to the actual marketing. Because whatever they're doing, they're able to garner 30, 40, 50,000 fans at these events. So
the one in Jackson was packed.
Yeah. So bring in the people who actually know what they're doing, as opposed to leaving it up to somebody from A&T. And then, on top of that, if you're going to have a high school component, make it a little bit sexy. Don't leave it up just to the, I guess, bands out of Atlanta. Bring in like a top band out of Jackson, Mississippi, like Jim Hill, or bring in Skyline, or bring in somebody from Baton Rouge, and what, like Edna Carr. Make it a bit more diverse.
Memphis Central too.
Yeah, Memphis Central, etc. Willow Ridge, Whitehaven. Open it up a little bit more. But as far as the selection of bands, there needs to be concrete because again, I don't feel you can judge our craft. You can't fairly adjudicate our craft. You just can't. But make it to where when it comes to knee lift, are you looking for 45 degrees? Are you looking for 90? When it comes to arrangements, what are you looking for? When it comes to drilling, are you looking for picture drills? Are you looking for 8 to 5? When it comes to drum majors, can they wear a tuxedo? Because I heard the boom got deducted because they didn't wear their actual uniform. They had tuxedos. So should they have their uniforms on? Should there be a drum major salute? When it comes to the dance line, like what does that look like? So there has to be clear, definitive, metrics on how you're going to judge those crafts, those styles.
And then the judges. What is your take on the judges? Like, what is it that needs to be? I know you said that clear metrics needs to be stated.
And let me backtrack. So I remember Dre on Twitter had a very poignant comment. If you're going to be selected or even considered for this band of the year, you need to have battled a certain amount of HBCU bands. Like, you can't be crowned HBCU band of the year and you've only gone head to head with one HBCU band during the season. So there has to be some metrics, like when it comes to halftime shows, in addition to like fifth quarter battles, because we know in the HBCU band culture, the fifth quarter holds just as much as weight as the halftime show. So if your band doesn't have, I shouldn't say SWAC hours, but if you don't have HBCU band hours, just with respect to like battling other bands or other heavyweight bands, you shouldn't be selected. You shouldn't even be in the category.
Jerome, some HBCUs, they don't have band battles with folks.
That's not our problem.
Might have, they might
like
have
people,
1 or 2 battles, and then it's D1 versus D2, and they ain't letting bands come for their homecoming, so that deducts one right there.
That's not our problem. It's kind of like when folks are saying that the Celebration Bowl should be open to Tennessee State, Hampton, and A&T, and everybody gave pushback and said, no, you need to join the HBCU conference. That's my same response to those bands as well. You need to join the HBCU conference in order to be selected or even considered for the band of the year.
Someone said playing in the stands is not being performative.
They said it's not performative? Can they elaborate? What does that mean?
I don't know, but I feel like playing in the stands is a rites of passage.
Big facts.
That's where you're going to actually get the majority of that. If we're going to talk about like sound and you're going to get that when they're in the stands, not when they're marching around the field.
The stand culture and HBCU bands, that has really morphed over the last 20-something years. And again, it holds just as much as weight as the halftime now. So if you're going to judge when it comes to execution, when it comes to musicianship, crowd effects, etc., and that should be another variable, because the Boom got way more house and crowd participation than the other band when they participated. So there should be some actual tangibles that are credible.
Not only did the Boom get better crowd participation, they also got more views.
Oh, how many views did they get, nephew?
It's a lot. And not just that, to Jay's point, there's people from other countries like uploading video, like their reaction videos to the Boom's performance, like from Africa to the Caribbean to London, etc. Like, and those videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views. So aside from that, I will say again, there has to be actual tangible things like the stand battle, crowd participation, etc., that come into judging and scoring.
Well, last I saw, it was like over 600,000 on their channel.
Damn.
And that brings me back to, Jackson State and the Sonic Boom, their brand, man, we definitely moved the needle. There's no other HBCU right now, or within the last 5 or so years, that have been able to move the HBCU cultural needle when it comes to social media engagement. I think Dr. Little pointed that in his statement when he said cultural impact. There's no other band that has had cultural impact like the Boom. I mean, they're already the most sampled copy band worldwide, right? From their style of marching and playing to their repertoire, it's copied worldwide. But when you're looking at the social media engagement, case in point, A&T, they performed for the Giants the other night. I think it was Sunday night. And then the Boom dropped that statement on Tuesday. The Boom social media engagement dwarfed A&T's performance, just with respect to like interactions, like shares, comments. You had news articles making news, like actual news articles about the Boom statement. Like there's no other band program that can move that needle like Jackson State. And that kind of goes to show, I guess, the validity and credibility of having a Jackson State a part of your event. If they pull out, they're pulling all of that credibility with them, and it makes people begin to question: is your event even credible? So you can't bite the hand that feeds you. Because I
And
know
to that
last year,
point, I just as a clarification once again, which is that it's not a matter of they're just pulling out now because they're 8. It was put out that they were in 8th place. No, Sonic Boom of the South has not been actively submitting to participate since last year, the beginning of last year. They didn't do any submissions, and their name was utilized all the way up into the end. They were in 1st and 2nd place, right? And then they dropped to 6.
and the crazy part is that what's so funny about this entire discourse, some of the main people from certain schools making jokes, etc., they don't know that their own band staffs have already notified the committee they're not participating either. So again, these professionals, they're in a fraternity.
Cracking jokes,
And
not the ones cracking jokes saying, "Oh, y'all just mad because y'all lost, and your band's not participating on their own and either. They're not submitting stuff either."
I definitely saw the discourse. Some people coining the Boom scary for pulling out, but yeah.
I just feel like right now, Jackson State is, and for a long time, they've been like the Michael Jackson of HBCU bands. They're in a league of their own, not just with respect to how they perform, how they show up, but just looking at their resume, being inducted into the NCAA Hall of Champions, Super Bowl halftime with Usher, getting flown out to Las Vegas. There's no other HBCU band that can say they were flown out to the Super Bowl.
They was flued out, and they
were
had
flued out.
we were flued out, and then on top of being flued out, they had
custom made outfits.
uniforms. You custom made uniforms. Folks are always talking about y'all didn't wear y'all uniforms. Do you know how much it costs for custom made uniforms?
Exactly.
Custom made, okay.
You just look at their resume from even with what's crazy, the Prince and Jay Set's resume from being featured in a MAC makeup commercial, Sierra commercial, Beyonce. I mean, the Jay Sets and the J5 drum majors resume is greater than a lot of these other bands' resumes. So the Boom is and I'm not trying to be arrogant, I'm just saying the Boom is in a league of its own. They don't need this competition, but if they choose to participate, at least roll out the red carpet and do right by the program.
Facts, okay? If you want the big dogs to come play, you got to make sure that it's right. You're not getting ready to play in our face.
And you talk about bulletin board material, just know the Boom has definitely been paying attention to all these FAMU comments online. Just remember, the Boom is going to Tallahassee. So we got the football team has the bulletin board material this week. Trust and believe, the Boom is going to dog walk FAMU. They've been running from Jackson State. Man, when was the last time? FAMU's band hasn't been to Jackson since '98. So it's rest assured the Boom's going to make up for lost time.
Right, they definitely didn't show up last year. And I said, okay.
They've been running for that ass whooping. They've been running since '98. Damn.
98.
They're about to get towed out the frame in their home. What did they say? The built brag.
And that's a good segue because the Boom has they got some business this Friday night at the Battle of the Bands. I don't have a lot of information on that, but I do know the last time the Boom did a Battle of the Bands with Southern in Mumford, it was pretty bad for the jukebox. So I definitely smell a part 2 coming up this actual Friday. So for those of you who have not purchased your tickets, please do so. The Boom is kind of like on a BTA tour in 2025, and I think they're going to kick it off this weekend.
Is it?
Thoughts and prayers. You said it's part 2?
Part 2.
I think it's part 3, if I'm not mistaken. Because they had it in Mumford in 23, and then they did last year in Mumford in 24 as well, right?
Didn't they do 2 Battle of the Bands last year and lost both of them?
It's been so many. It's hard to keep up.
No, I'm saying like you guys. They did one at the
I don't. Oh yeah,
and then they scheduled.
Yeah, I see what you're talking about.
At Southern, like a month later or a couple weeks later, and they got their ass whooped again. And it's like, why would you do that?
So it's actually part 5.
No, they went.
Part 5,
they
maybe.
did go to Mumford. They went to Mumford for a band performance only, and it was like a. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was Boombox.
Then they got whooped again for the SWAC Championship, didn't they?
Right.
I know they tired of getting their ass whooped. Oh, okay. Merlin remembers that ass whooping was 2023. Okay.
And then look, Southern was so mad that they tried to have a part 3. They tried to do a Christmas parade Battle of the Bands. It was like, man, if you don't sit down, like
quit scheduling us.
Wait, what? They try to do what, Jerome? Wait a minute.
A whole Christmas parade Battle of the Bands. And that's the thing, man. You know, kudos and hats off to Dr. Little and his staff. They just keep reloading, you know, with talent, with the styles of recruitment. But when you look at the execution and the arrangements and just their whole approach, they're just on another level right now. And sometimes when you are at this level, it's good to kind of pull back from some of these events and just kind of, you know, focus on some more headline opportunities. Mr. Ford, you over there quiet. What's going on? You sleep?
You know it. I won't put him to sleep. Over after he told me that I need to not be abandoning folks, he gonna fall asleep. We're gonna turn it up on Thursday. Turn it up a notch on Thursday. I am so thankful for you, Jerome, coming on here and just explaining to us, because we hear these words like the musicality, and we're just like, okay, the average person doesn't know what musicality is.
And so here's the thing with that. So when these East Coast people, when they say the term musicality, so the technical term for musicality, like if you take a stick and you beat it on something, technically that's musical. But what they're saying is they want you to play orchestral or with a symphonic band or concert band approach. And for us in the Deep South, that's just not our culture. And you got to understand, traditionally, a lot of East Coast bands, they adopted a lot of the philosophies, the playing philosophies of like a PWI, to whereas the OG band directors of old, Dr. William W. Davis from Jackson State, Patty Greggs at Southern, Sam Griffin at Alcorn, Butler from Texas Southern, etc. Those brothers came out of the Black Power movement, civil rights movement, so they wanted to be all things Black, and they embraced that jazz band or blues sound. And it's a Black American cultural expression, the way that we perform and the way that we play. And excuse me. So when it comes to dance lines and skits and drills, just overall entertainment value, it's frowned upon by some of these East Coast people because they're surrounded around, ODU and UVA and Chapel Hill and Florida State, etc. So what we do is we embrace that authentic Black American culture that's deep rooted in the Deep South. And we're not going to let go. So I tell people when you say, oh, that's not the standard or that's not whatever, and I have to counter them and say, hey, according to whose standard? We're
because it was interesting that the Dr. Grant, or he said that he wanted for them to find ways to get better, and it's like, find ways to get better for who?
Correct.
Like, based on who? Like, you want us to get better based on what Ohio State and what Longhorn, the Texas Longhorn band director says?
Correct.
Why would we want to conform to their standards? They don't, like you said, they're not, and even if they did come from HBCU backgrounds, they are not the end all be all. I could understand if you had HBCU band directors from the HBCU bands that are currently in the culture, but I don't know. I felt like it was kind of a slap in the face to utilize those people and just be like, well, they went to an HBCU or they were in an HBCU band as the starting point for why you would choose PWI band directors to judge a HBCU competition.
Correct. And here's the thing. I want everybody from all the SWAC schools to understand these type of events, they need a Jackson State or an Alabama A&M or Southern. They need us to be at the table because we bring validity to their event. So they need us more than we need them. Always remember that. But to answer that brother's question on the screen, it wasn't just Dr. Greggs. It was also Dr. Liddell. Both of them were approached about drumline. Both of them said no, because in the movie, of course, they would have to lose to, I think it was Atlanta A&T and Morris Brown, and they didn't want to do that. As a matter of fact, I found out recently Tuskegee, their band was asked to perform. They were supposed to be the band that went up against Atlanta A&T for A&T's homecoming, and they got into a fight. And what they did was, like, if you notice, the opposing band, their colors were red and yellow. They just removed the Tuskegee emblem once Tuskegee said no. But there were several bands that turned down drumline, for various reasons. But again, at the end of the day, Jackson State, Southern, etc., know your value. We're the ones bringing the credibility to the table. You have to ask yourself, do you really want to put yourself in all, like, the shoulders that you stand on? All these great bandsmen that have come before you, these legendary band directors from Jackson State, Southern, et cetera, that have come before you. Do you really want to put yourself in that space to where it's already fixed before you get off the bus and you're jeopardizing your brand, you're jeopardizing your legacy off the opinions of some biased East Coast people or PWI people?
Jerome, that's so crazy that you mentioned that because I never noticed. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
like in the movie.
The
Like,
more you know. You gonna learn. You gonna learn today.
they band show did have the same colors as Tuskegee. Now that you mention it, that is
Oh yeah,
crazy.
yeah. There was about 3 or 4 bands that turned it down.
Because I have never seen it.
Oh, you never
I've
seen the
never
movie?
seen two. No, I've never
Oh,
seen
oh.
two drum lines have a battle. I've never seen it. I went to Jackson State. I've never seen two drum lines have a battle. Where does that happen at?
Right. And
Does
that's
that only
a very,
happen in the movie? Because I was looking for it. I was like, where's that at? I never seen it.
it's definitely an East Coast thing. You don't see it a lot in the SWAC. Our drum lines, they'll battle in the stands, like they'll do sectional, challenges in the stands. But as far as face to face, head to head, that's more of an East Coast thing.
I have never seen that happen ever. I thought that after a while, I just thought it was like something that they do in the movie, like it was something that they were just doing. Now, mind you, I did see this one video which I posted, and it was a young man from USM, and he was jumping up and down with cymbals. He was doing some high lows in the middle of the field, right in front of Jackson State's drum. I would have rather have seen that type of going when we went and played them versus, any type of joint.
But Timona, it is my goal. I really want to get Jackson State up here in North Carolina to play one of these like A&T or Central. I think Jackson State fans would love to come up here, but I really want to put to rest. I want to show these people the difference, the cultural difference in fan support, in football caliber, as well as winning. I'm pretty sure you've been to an A&T game, and you know how boring it is. But I gotta admit,
Jerome,
it is boring though. Like
I'm just gonna tell.
those games are so boring. Like I was looking at Aggie Eagle clips, and not just because A&T was losing, but in general, I mean, the game was dead. Like the fans are boring. Like they're not dancing, and it's real vanilla. It is.
Word, it's real PWI.
It is.
In the sense of not in the sense of cheering, because now PWIs they do some crazy stuff with the paint, the face paint, but it's real like you should just say like a real bland is in terms of FCS PWI.
Correct.
I've never been to North Carolina, so we got to get the boom up there.
I just don't think that North Carolina Central or A&T would agree to that. I know A&T not agreeing to it, especially
They're
right now when Jackson State is kicking ass in football and in band. They would never accept it. Now you could
We
have caught
couldn't even
them
get them on the
probably.
schedule for basketball. Quiet as
Yeah,
it's
they're
kept.
not. Yeah, they're not. They're not. I was thinking about going to East Texas and North Carolina Central game, and I just don't think it'll be good. A North Carolina Central better blow East Texas out the water.
They're not.
You think it's gonna be close? East Texas? Isn't that who Grambling just beat?
Is that who they just beat?
Thought so. They better not. They better blow them out the water. Ooh, them games this past weekend, them things was kind of close. Oh no, Grambling played Kentucky. Wait, who did they play? Kentucky State.
No, they played some team with
Oh, that was East Texas A&M.
Yeah, and Grambling almost lost to them, and it was a close game.
Wow.
But you know what? This is anybody who they can debate me all they want. I do not care. The Prairie View had
that's the same team that they played.
Less than 5,000 people at their game this past weekend. Was this past weekend where they almost lost? Yeah, they had less than 5,000 people there. And folks,
Okay, Judgment Week is this week.
Huh?
Judgment Week is this week. All eyes on Grambling and Prairie View.
All eyes are on. Grambling almost got beat to sleep by Kentucky State, Mr. Ford. What are
Yeah,
we
but
doing?
everybody's going to be watching tomorrow. I haven't seen Grambling yet.
You haven't seen Grambling at all. They almost lost to Kentucky State, Mr. Ford.
I haven't
It was
seen them.
bad.
I haven't seen them, so I'll see them Saturday.
Folks
I'm
love
always
saying
hopeful.
play somebody out your division. Ain't no way in hell we wasting a game to get 5,000 folks in there. Y'all was laughing about 18,000, and that's more than folks' season high.
Mhm.
Did you hear about the Rapture, Mr. Ford?
No, what are they saying?
They said
Man,
that
look,
we were supposed to get caught up today.
You mean
we were
he
supposed
on
to,
Earth, or where was this? Caught up
Yes,
where?
on Earth. We're supposed
we were
to be
supposed to
getting
get
caught up
we were supposed to get raptured
today.
today, Mr. Ford.
No, I didn't know anything about it.
You
Yes.
know,
God,
they made a whole announcement and everything. We were supposed to go
I
on.
didn't hear anything about it.
We were supposed to went on to glory today, but ain't nothing happened. I'm still here. I had
I
to
know
work too.
that Andrew Body's gonna come down to Bragg Stadium and run up the score Saturday.
Oh,
wait a minute. Hold up. Wait.
wait a minute,
Because
Mr. Ford.
Why are you playing FAMU so close like that?
I've seen them with my own eyes.
Why are you playing them so close?
That Andrew Body show coming to Tallahassee Saturday.
What? So you think that FAMU's gonna lose at home?
Badly.
Oh my gosh. Do you know what this will mean for FAMU?
Yeah. They'll probably be fourth. How many teams are in that East?
Well, they're fourth right now.
Yeah, that's what they'll probably stay.
They came.
What's that? It was a
They can't slide too much further.
Oh yeah.
What? David.
That was
Right now,
big.
are they really four?
No, yeah, they really are. They really are.
are, Mr. Ford.
Huh?
They really are in fourth right now. He ain't lying. He might tell a joke, but he's not telling a lie. Alabama A&M is in first place. Jackson State is in second. Alabama State is in third. Florida A&M is in fourth. Bethune-Cookman is in fifth. And Valley is in last place.
Come on, Valley.
The Andrew Body show Saturday at Bragg Stadium.
What did you see from Alabama State that made you feel like Andrew Body was going to put on a show? Which game did you watch?
I went to the FAMU Albany State game.
Tell me about that game, Mr. Ford.
I know you was in that cussing.
Coach is he's on his way out. He's on his way out.
No, he's not.
Yeah. Well, it goes back to like you always say, there's so much confusion down there in the president's office. It's so much chaos and confusion in the athletic director's office. And because of the confusion and chaos, they might keep Cozy another year.
Damn. I hate it had to be them.
Yeah.
As much junk as FAMU talks about being the standard and being this, that, and the third.
Not with Cozy not with Cozy's head coach. Now they're not the standard, they're mediocre.
They said that Alabama State is averaging 36 points per game. That was a good Albany State team.
And Albany, like I said, FAMU right now is mediocre. At best, they're mediocre.
If Bama State gonna do that to FAM, what do you think Central is gonna do when they play FAM?
Oh, they're gonna beat their ass. You know good and well that Cozy can't stand up to what's his name, Trey Oliver. He's not on that man's. Somebody keep telling y'all that.
Hey, Oliver. What? Say, go ahead and say it, Mr. Ford.
He's not on Trey's level. He's not on Trey's level.
He's on Trey's level, Mr. Ford. Oh, Mr. Ford, you're going to have to eat them words about Delaware State, boy.
Delaware State, the Hornets, baby.
They look good.
Words about
I haven't seen them yet either. I'm waiting. You saw they got a new Morgan State and Delaware State's gonna play on a Friday night.
They done got upgraded to ESPN. They pulling Delaware State up.
Well, they got the quarterback from what, Sacramento State or somewhere?
Yeah, they got elevated.
Yeah.
Coach Jackson not playing around. He's getting Delaware State elevated to ESPN.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, because I didn't take him for serious at all.
And Mr. Ford and Timona, didn't they move that Delaware State Norfolk State game to the Eagles stadium?
Yeah, that's gonna be at Lincoln Financial.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Thursday night.
What?
Yeah.
Should be nice.
Yeah.
He gonna drag Vic. He gonna drag Vic all up and down the field.
Hey, I'm waiting to see that thing.
Man.
And by the way, have y'all seen that quarterback at now they got beat up this week, but the quarterback at South Carolina State, Stubblefield.
Yeah, we seen him, Mr. Ford. We knocked him on the field, knocked him the sonic rings out of him, and he jumped right back out. And
Stubblefield can do it.
He can do what?
He can do it, baby.
Man, bar, we seen Stubblefield.
Stubblefield. Is it Ryan Stubblefield?
Celebration Bowl.
What's his name? Is it Ryan Stubblefield?
Stubblefield, Cloverfield, on the field. Jackson.
Yeah.
Let me ask y'all this. Did y'all expect Vic to struggle like this? Like, what do y'all think he needs? Is it the staff? Because he seems to have some time.
Mr. Ford said he got an A1 staff.
Yeah, he's got staff. He's got to get better offensive linemen. I know that. He's definitely got to get better offensive linemen.
Yeah.
He don't got no excuse because Delaware State doesn't have as many resources as Norfolk.
Oh no,
Vic ain't got no excuse. Because what did Deshaun do? Deshaun went to the MEAC Media Day in a sweatsuit. He didn't even wear a suit, and he is putting belt to ass.
Do y'all think Delaware State is the dark horse in the MEAC?
Well, we're gonna see. You know, they got that tournament going because they don't start MEAC play until when, October? Is it late October?
He's gonna knock them right over the head. I really do.
We're gonna see. We're gonna see.
You said we're
gonna get right now.
Yeah.
Because remember, they only have 6 teams.
They beat University of Albany. Let me see how good. Okay, so the Great Danes aren't that good anyway. So maybe it's just who they scheduled. They finally won, but so Albany is 1-3. So they not that good. So maybe Delaware, but usually Delaware State would get their behinds whooped. St. Francis.
They 0-4.
Yeah, St. Francis is 0-4. But you know what? What happens is that sometimes we give credence to these wins that are outside the MEAC and SWAC, and those teams just be trash.
Right.
Similar
to Hampton trash, because didn't Howard beat them?
Ooh.
Is Hampton trash?
The brakes off of them, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, so is Hampton trash?
Why didn't Dr. Kanisha tell me?
The real HU was established that night, y'all.
They got that quarterback. What's his name? Malik Starks, the kid from Miami.
I thought it was Tyreek.
Tyreek Starks, yeah.
He's from, he was at Jackson State.
Yeah, that kid, and he was at FAU, right?
And where he at now?
He's at Howard. He's the first quarterback they've had in years.
Wow.
Because Howard usually has a game manager. They don't really have a playmaking quarterback.
Howard drugged them all up and down the field. I was in shock. I was flabbergasted. I was like, how did we even play them that close? And then Hampton got whooped by A&T.
Yeah.
I think Hampton, after that A&T loss, in addition to them having to come back and beat Elizabeth City, I think their season.
I think Jackson State ended their season. We gave them the opportunity to think that they could compete with us. I don't know what that was about. I'm over here side-eyeing Jackson State like Jackson State like, okay, it's week 1. It's week 1. Because Hampton is terrible. You lost to A&T. That's going to be their only win. Does A&T play Winston-Salem this year?
No,
they don't play Winston. Huh?
No, I don't think they play Winston-Salem.
Well, then that's going to be their only win. And that sucks when you are the only win on the... Jay said, I can't believe we struggle with Hampton while their coach had on a sweater at 2:00 in Jackson in August.
Oh, man, that is crazy. Man, that heat almost took me out that game.
Sweater! Degree weather.
Right.
Then he was acting all like he didn't want to shake Coach TC's hand.
Really?
Over here and shake. You really thought? What you thought? You thought you had a chance? TC said, let me go ahead and play these 2 calls and 2 play calls. Let me call these 2 drives so we can play.
He said a sweater and a collar shirt and tie. Damn.
I'm talking about they left it all out on the field versus Jackson State. They had me thinking that they had an A1 secondary. I'm over here looking at Jackson State across the head. Like, hold up. They done lost to A&T and they lost to Hampton. I'm talking about Hampton. Howard got beat up so bad Hampton got beat up by Howard so bad. It was embarrassing.
They had 18,000 at that game. It was at Audi Field.
Howard did not come to play. You know Howard hasn't beat Hampton for so long.
Yeah.
They haven't?
Yeah, they've been beating them like we've been beating each other.
So they're saying that Hampton might have had a lot of injuries. That's the only thing that could make sense, because if you lose to A&T and then you lose to Howard, and then that's the thing, like you got beat by the Blacks.
Yeah, well, when's the Battle of the Bay? When's that game?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Are they playing this year?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Look at Miak Pirate. We've been told him he was walking planks. Same thing that'll make you laugh will make you cry. Just watch. Miak, I've been telling you for a full year that you can get belt. Whenever they announced it, that you can get belt to ass. He's gonna walk the plank.
Speaking of belt to ass, how about Dion Sanders and this ass whooping he gonna get for the next 2 weeks? What about belt to ass for Colorado? TCU and then is it BYU and then TCU?
Mr. Ford, what kind of segue was that? Lord
I
Jesus.
don't see them beating anybody else for the rest of the season. I don't see them winning another game. They look bad.
I think Jackson State got better players than Colorado got.
Don't say it too loud, because he gonna come call him trying to get in there.
Right.
Talking about come elevate with me. Come elevate.
I know y'all got better offensive linemen and defensive linemen than they got.
Or
they better be glad one of them boys from BYU got put off for honor code.
Oh.
Remember the guy last year that was a quarterback at BYU? They put him off. They said he broke the honor code.
They said A&T would give Colorado a run for their money. Are they that bad?
Not A&T.
They're going to get belt to ass this week. They got BYU this week. Next week, they got TCU. That's nothing but ass whooping right there.
Lord have mercy. Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers. They over there playing money games and they got $500 million facilities. I'm not understanding that.
Right.
And don't forget no crime. Remember that lie he told about no crime?
Mm-hmm.
There was no crime in Boulder and Denver. That's the biggest lie I've been told.
And then like the mass shooting capital of the world.
Yeah. Yes, it is. And child sex trafficking.
Yep.
That Boulder, Denver area.
Wow.
Yeah, child sex.
Mormons don't play about that premarital sex. Wait a minute. He had sex and got kicked off because he had it.
Yeah. The quarterback, he was. They look good. Remember, they put that belt to ass on Jackson and the Alamo. I mean, to Colorado last year in the Alamo Bowl. The Mormon boys. Remember the Mormon boys got a hold of Dion?
I didn't know. Oh, he got kicked off for having sex. Oh,
yeah, he was the quarterback.
Dang,
Hey, if he had stayed, BYU probably was going to be in that playoff.
Dang. So where is he at now?
I think he transferred somewhere.
Something SWAC.
Mhm.
Somebody in the comments said he was over there hunching. Gotta go kick out of school over there hunching. Dion is setting the stage for his next exit.
Yeah.
Just as long as he stops telling Shador's business, we'll be good. Okay. I just want him to stop telling Shador's business.
What did he say?
He said that the Philadelphia Eagles called for Shador and
He said something about the Ravens.
The Baltimore Ravens did call, and it's like, why are you talking? Your son don't want to talk about it no more. Then he said, I believe my son's going to play this season very soon. Dion, please be quiet. Please.
Yeah, tell him that daddy ball is over.
Please be quiet. Even if you think it's true. Don't give nobody any bulletin board material to keep your son sitting. Just leave.
Right.
You don't always have to be the center of attention. Just leave it alone.
Well, that's how it is with habitual liars.
Oh, I want Shador to play. I do. And Shador
I do too.
Closer. He's getting closer. Flacco, hasn't been doing anything offensively. And so that means Gabriel's going to be up. And, Dylan Gabriel, he's short. And, I just don't think that he's on Shador's level. So put Gabriel in. And that means I think they got, who they got? Bailey Zapp on the practice squad. Who they got on the practice squad? It's somebody. Anyway. I just want him to be quiet. That's all. Just don't talk about Shador. Talk about other stuff. Dion gonna always be the center of attention. He held a press conference to tell the world he has a bladder bag. Lord have mercy.
Oh my God.
I would think defensive linemen would want to play for Warren Sapp, but I guess not, right? Just the name Warren Sapp doesn't make you want to go play for him.
Hey guys, listen, enjoyed it. You coming back Thursday night?
Yeah, we're gonna come back Thursday night so we can clown on what is it? Prairie View versus Grambling.
At the Cotton Bowl.
And then FAMU versus Alabama State. And then Jackson State versus Southern. The biggest week in SWAC football. So, yeah, I'll be back on Thursday.
Okay. All right.
Somebody, you going to take us out with Anita Baker caught up in the Rapture?
Caught up in the Rapture? I don't know that song.
That's a new one. I never heard
you don't
that
know
one.
that song?
I don't know that one. I'm not playing no song now. It's the end of the thing. Shoot, I don't want all this time without you. Better sing it.
Marvin Sapp, Warren Sapp, BYU by 40. Okay, Dre.
What's the song? I don't know. We need to be singing some of them old hymnals.
I got a song.
What's them
I can't.
old hymns?
I can't sing though, but
What,
The
what old
old
hymn is it?
school. The old school hymnals about going up yonder.
Play
We ain't playing it. We singing it. And I bet you Miss Shanetta done went to sleep. Brandy, what's that old hymnal we were singing in the chat the other day? We were singing it. When they said we was going to the Rapture. Take me to the King. I don't have much to bring. What is it?
okay,
You know the
auntie.
one that you
Okay,
open up. You open it up at the They have those hymn books, and you open them up.
the
Them
hymnal.
pages done turn, them pages done turn yellow now because those books are about 50, 70 years old.
Not
I'm
yellow.
serious.
That's crazy. Okay, they be having different hymns in there. I don't
Forgot
know.
them. Hey, Miss Shanetta's sleep. Whitley, what was we singing the other night in the chat? It was being caught up in the rapture.
Is that the one? The essential.
Let me see.
We can play this morning when I rose. Or when I rose this morning.
I didn't have no doubt. No, we getting caught up in the rapture, y'all. Has the rapture happened? It looked like we all got left. Does that, if you don't get caught up in the
We the
rapture,
heathen.
does that mean you're a sinner? Or does that just mean, what does that
Wait,
mean?
say it again?
If you don't get caught up in the rapture, does that mean you're a sinner and you're not going to see heaven? Like, what does that mean?
I mean, so there's supposed to be a second one after that. So
there's another one.
right.
So the first rapture is for all the ones that's going up yonder, and I think the second rapture is
The rapture to where?
You want to tell it, Jerome?
Well, no, you know, I'm not no end times prophet like the TikTok prophets, but from what I gather, there's a first rapture, and then you know some people will be left behind to get their stuff together, and then there's a second one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I wonder how them TikTok prophets feel right now. Like that's got to be embarrassing. I'll just delete my whole account.
You say you wonder who?
They gonna pretend like they got caught up in the rapture, Jerome. They're not going back on there. We are in the trials and tribulation stage right now. Okay, we are in trials and tribulations right now.
Sold their house, sold their car, quit their job.
Whoever did that is wrong.
Whoever did, they need their ass whooped because that's just
What
crazy.
are you selling us? And then what do you need the money for? You can't use it.
You can't take it up there with you. Besides, heaven don't take dollars anyway. They don't take that.
Moaning and gnashing of teeth, Lord. I know that they said in the end times men will be lovers of themselves and have itching ears, meaning itching ears is like you only want to listen to
Believe
what
anything. That's it.
And if it doesn't fit your narrative, you're not listening to it.
Right.
So we're there. We're definitely there. Oh, I'm sad. I don't know what songs we were singing in there. Who's cutting up? Talking about this rapture.
Wait, when was this?
I'm going up yonder. I don't know these songs.
Was that Saturday? Y'all did that?
No, that was yesterday that they said that it was gonna be today.
No, I'm talking about the live stream. Y'all said y'all was singing songs in the chat. I said, when was that? What day that was? I'm gonna go back to one of the lives and try to find it.
I have no clue. You know how many lives we've had?
Well, we ain't had none last week.
It was a bye week. What was we getting ready to talk about? Is
We're gonna
Grambling
talk.
State gonna beat Kentucky State? I don't even know. I don't even know who they played. Like I missed a whole week, so I'm missing. I'm missing Grambling, Kentucky State, and then Grambling versus Texas Commerce. As soon as I get home.
Unstoppable. You wrong for that. You wrong for that.
If anybody, as you know where I'm going, oh, I'm going up. Yeah, I know that song. I know that song. I just can't catch it. I forgot the other one. Oh,
Well,
it's one of these mornings. Won't be very long. You're gonna look for me, and I'll be gone. Do you know that song?
You sound like Patti LaBelle. Go ahead.
Walk around heaven all day. Y'all don't know that song? Yes.
keep singing. It might come to me. And you one of them, Thetis. You one of them.
He said, some of y'all going down here. So, Thetis, you are terrible. Yes, there it is. Soon and very soon, we are going to see the King. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Y'all don't know that one?
Okay,
Absolutely.
I know that one. I remember that one.
Right, we are going to see the King. Now, that's definitely a Baptist song. Hallelujah. There you go, Whitley. Oh, hallelujah.
Well, since it's Boombox week, I don't know if y'all guys saw, but I was approved for Boombox this week.
Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations.
I will be at the game on Saturday. So
Boombox battle going down. Make sure you get the entrance. Make sure you get the entrance.
I gotta make sure I leave on time though, because you know these past few
Jay
games.
said, yeah, you've been late. You gotta get you're not getting inside if you don't get there early. That's when the J sets sit on the metal chairs, right?
On the track, yeah.
In that country.
Ain't that country? They don't have enough decency to make sure that the J sets have space on. Like
exactly.
Well, I mean, they put us in a little tiny ass corner on the side of the of the stadium.
Yes, Willie. I
don't even think the Boom brings the full band out there. There still don't be enough room for them.
They not bringing all 350.
I don't think so. I'm not sure. They probably do, but I don't know.
Tell Southern to get some more to rent out some. Can they rent out some extra space? I know that's right.
I think LSU has a home game that weekend, right?
LSU has a. Why do they keep scheduling the home games on the same weekend?
It's either them or when we go to FAMU, Florida State got a big game. It's one of them 2 weekends.
I think both. I really think both.
Well, we ain't got no problems, Jackson. We remain show.
Okay. They sell the band seats. Wait a minute. Who sells our band seats? They better call Hamer for some help before Saturday.
Yeah, they play Ole Miss this Saturday, but it's at 2:30 though.
That's in Baton Rouge.
It's at Vaught Hemingway Stadium. I think that's him.
No, that's
No. That's Ole Miss Stadium. So they're gonna be in Mississippi that
Yeah,
day.
that's
So,
Okay, good. That gives us some more room.
so we'll have all the whole city to ourselves that day.
That's right. Well, I will see you guys on Thursday. Jerome, aren't we having
Yes,
our
ma'am.
aren't we gonna have our watch party on Saturday?
absolutely. So if you're in the Charlotte area, feel free to come out to Harold's Ice Bar in the university area. We will, of course, be fellowshipping with the Southern Chapter. We invited Southern Chapter before. They didn't show. It was maybe one member, but it'll be all Jackson State. So feel free to come out with your pom poms.
You said they didn't come out. I
They
didn't
didn't.
show up.
Yeah, but it's all good because then the last time we played them, we had a watch party. It was about maybe 40 of us that showed up. So we had a wonderful time. But if you're in the Carolinas, feel free to come out and hang out with us this weekend. Timona, I'm going to call it a night. I hope to see you this Saturday.
Yes.
Dion love all y'all. Y'all have a good night.
Thank you, Jerome.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, did we?
And so,
I was about to say, did we touch on the announcement from the university
announcement.
about the U.S. News World Report?
Oh no, baby, we didn't do that. We have to do that
We
on
did. We did touch on it. Oh, okay. Yeah, we'll talk about it Thursday.
You're gonna have to remind me. Are you gonna be here Thursday?
Well, I actually have to work Thursday night, so I won't be able to. I won't make.
But you are going to be uploading videos on Saturday, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'll be in Baton Rouge on Saturday.
For those of you that aren't, go ahead and make sure that you're following JTV videos. You've been getting some views these couple past. You almost at 1 million. You're almost at 1 million, right? You should be at 1 million after this weekend.
Yeah, we should. We should. We'll see. I'm definitely counting on it.
Billy is about to tear that track up. Car trouble. Oh. All right, y'all. May the Lord watch between me and thee.
While we're absent, one from another. Rest well, if any of y'all get. Oh.
What's wrong with you?
I'll think about it, Thetis. I'll think about it.
As long as we don't get raptured up, we will see you on Thursday. Y'all have a good night.
Bye.
Not raptured up. I'm caught up. I'm gonna have to learn that Anita Baker song.
You want me to pick out a? You want me to pick out a Halo for you too, Thetis?
If not, drinks on me. Drinks on 3.
Bye, y'all.
I've had some good days and some sleepless nights. But when I look around, and I think things over, all of my good days outweigh my bad days. I follow the clouds hang low. I can hardly see the road. I ask the question, Lord. Lord, why so much pain? But He knows one thing. just say thank you, Lord. I won't complain. That's been so good to me. He's been good to me. More than this world I could ever be. He's been so good. But he knows what's best for me. Although my weary eyes, they can't see. So I'll just say thank you, Lord.